Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Not Enough Projects. Today we're going to be talking about my 2011 Chevy Equinox with the 2.4 ecotec. Picked it up for $1,000, had a broken timing chain. Also was burning oil pretty severely like all the ecotec 2.4s of that year. So we're going to be doing a full engine rebuild, new pistons, a new timing chain obviously, and it's going to be getting a new remanufactured head. Let me show you guys what we got going on. Alright, so the engine's pulled, and surprisingly this car really isn't that bad to work on with the 4-cylinder. I imagine it's a little bit more frustrating with the 6-cylinder shoved into here. It really only took a few hours to pull. Very easy to remove. There. The interior is really in great shape. I believe this has got somewhere around 160,000 miles. So it's a little high mileage, but I'm not really too concerned. We're going to be keeping it as a daily driver. But surprisingly, none of the chrome is really wearing off. Buttons are all in good shape. Seats are in excellent shape. I really like the fabric. It's pretty appealing. There's a little bit of rust poking through on the bottom of these doors, which honestly is surprising. Here in southwestern Idaho, we get basically no rust. Honestly, this is the worst rust I've seen on a late model car, which is not saying much. I know you guys up north are probably pretty jealous. The tires are complete and utter garbage. The rears maybe have a tiny bit of life in them. The fronts are just completely done. Body's in pretty decent shape. The only real main flaw is a little crease here. Must have run into something. But overall, I mean, it's dirty, but it's in pretty good shape. Okay, so here we are on the Equinox 2.4 ecotec engine build. Got the oil pan on. And you see we still got to put the head on. Everything's clean though. Then we'll have to be doing the timing. And yeah, just about done after that. One boneheaded mistake I made. If you guys see, we're missing a balance shaft. When you're uninstalling them, don't be an idiot like me. If it's stuck, don't pry on this tab, because as it turns out, it's very easy to crack. I don't know if you guys can see right there. You can see the crack. So I'm going to have to order a new one of these before I can do the balance shaft chain. But no big deal. It's a pretty cheap mistake, and if that's the worst thing, I'm not going to complain. Okay, the surface is all cleaned off. I used a new razor blade at first, just to get the most. I used a razor blade first just to get the biggest stuff off, and then I went over it once again with a Scotch-Brite pad and some brake cleaner. You gotta be careful with these because they shed aluminum oxide particles, little like abrasive bits, and if you don't clean it really well, the oil pump will suck it up and it can do a number on. Oh gosh, alright. Cut that out. Then I went over it with a Scotch-Brite pad. You gotta be careful with these because they shed little aluminum oxide particles that are really abrasive, and if you're not careful cleaning, then the oil pump will suck up the residual particles left in here and it can do a number on the bearings. But yeah, I'll just do a final wipe down with brake cleaner on this surface, give it a really good blowout with the blowgun, and then cut that out. And then on the block, I already actually did an initial clean on this, so you can see it's pretty good, but it just needs degreased with brake cleaner or acetone or whatever. Unfortunately, I built the short block before I actually started filming, so This is where we get to start from. It's not rocket science. All you do is you just put the new bearings in. I used plastic gauge, the green plastic gauge, to measure my bearing clearances. You got to make sure you use new bolts for the main girdle, and also the rod bolts have to be new because they're torque to yield. Yeah, you just apply RTV between the main girdle, I guess, and the actual block. Torque it down and it's good. This is just standard bore. I gave it a light hone just so the rings can bite. It's got new pistons. These supposedly are supposed to fix the notorious oil burning problem on these 2.4 Ecotecs. It's got a 0.5 millimeter wider oil control ring groove. Here's one of the old pistons. So this is the oil control ring groove. It's, like I said, it's a 0.5 millimeter wider. So it should have a higher drain back effect on the oil and hopefully let less slip past the top rings. Yep. Okay, I've got the 2012 Equinox ecotec pan here. As you can see, something on the front of the engine was leaking pretty good, so she's kind of a greasy pig. So we're gonna pressure wash it, give the inside a quick clean too. All the oil's out. There's a little bit of metal in there from the timing chains rubbing against bolts and whatnot. Better. Alright, I'm happy with how these cleaned up. Quite a bit better. Like you saw, there's some junk in here. Hopefully got that all out. I'll give it a closer look with the air gun when I'm putting it back in. Okay, installation of the oil pickup's pretty easy. Just get that in. Okay, that should be pretty decent. Then you use these two black bolts with a large washer. They thread into these holes and secure the oil pickup. They're pretty small, so I don't know the torque spec on them, but I mean, you just get them nice and tight. Not too tight though. And I'm gonna put thread locker on here just to make sure they don't come loose. I'll show you guys when I'm done. Okay, you can see the oil pickup bolts are in. Now, there's this cover. Goes like that. It takes these small E-Torx headed bolts. I'll put thread locker on these two. Get that secured down. Okay, I'm using an E10. Not going too tight on these, just want to get them snug down to where they're not going to come out. I've also got thread locker on them, so that should help with any vibrations and whatnot. And with that, we're ready to put our bead of RTV on the oil pan. Actually, I think we're going to apply it to the engine block and then put the pan on it. Get it torqued down to spec and installed. Okay, here's the RTV bead applied. You don't need to go super thick. I think the service manual says like 2¼ millimeters or something funny like that, but it's not a huge deal. You just don't want to go super thick so it's squeezing out into the oil pan. You do have to apply around the oil suction area over here. I went pretty light because I don't want RTV getting in there. Yeah, so let's get the pan on here and get the bolts in and get it torqued down. Here's the pan installed. All the bolts are the same except for this one rear bolt. It takes this really long one. Should be pretty obvious. Just goes down, threads in here. I'll go ahead and get the rest of the bolts in, check the service manual to see what we need to torque them down to, and show you guys that. Okay, here we go. All the oil pan bolts are torqued to 18 foot-pounds. It's got kind of a goofy torque pattern in the service manual. I think it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and all around, but it's really not too critical as long as you do it nice and even. One thing I found really helpful, especially in something like an engine build, is after you do the final torque on any bolt, just dab it with a paint marker real quick. Just gets rid of any questions of whether you've torqued them or not. And especially if you're doing a torque to yield bolt, after the initial torque, I like to mark the front of the bolt and then do the angle portion. Then you can kind of eyeball if you're turning all the bolts evenly and make sure you're not messing up there, because I know it's easy to do a poor job gauging the angle that you're turning. Also, for any of you guys who are like me and who have a really good skill of shoving your clothes into uncured RTV, one thing I found is if you spray the area that you dipped into the RTV with brake cleaner and kind of just rub it between your fingers, it can help keep it from drying in there. Looks like I need to do it again right here. So that's going to be about it. on this first episode of the Equinox 2.4 ecotec rebuild. Nothing too exciting was happening in this episode. I was just kind of getting you guys filled in on what I've done so far and what the plan is for the future. I'm going to run to the junkyard here soon, see if I can get another balance shaft for the one I broke. The reman head should be here soon, so I'll make a video of inspecting that, kind of what you need to be aware of, especially on reman heads. They can be a little questionable sometimes. I'll see you guys next time.